temple, because that was a custom that the Pullayan community cannot enter the temple. So they all prostrated there, but the other 11 people were thinking that Nandana had promised us the darshan. How come that you are not giving me that? So they were very angry at that on Nanda, and they said, Nanda, what is this? That you promised us the darshan of the Lord, and here we see only the back of a big Nandi. What is this? This bull is there, and we are seeing only the bull. So this is not what you had promised. So Nandana says, don't worry, please wait. I will pray my heart out to him for one darshan. And let us, with all his shraddha and saburi, he prayed to the Lord again and again and cried, saying, darshan do mujhe.
दर्शन दो मुझे शंकरा, दर्शन दो मुझे शंकरा, दर्शन दो मुझे शंकरा, दर्शन दो मुझे शंकरा,
devotee is keen to have the darshan of the Lord, don't think that the Lord is just relaxing. He is also equally keen to come and have the darshan of the devotee. So looking at this, Shiva feels that he should do something. I am keen to see, and what is this Nandi doing? And do you know why Nandi is all the time facing the Lord only and showing his back to us? Because he is focused on Bhagwan and nothing else. He's not bothered about what is happening in the world around. So he's not bothered. He says, I am here only for you, Swami. But what happens when we go to Parthi? Would you like to sacrifice your strategic position? When you get the opportunity to be in front of the Lord and so close, and if somebody says, hey, come on, get out, you are a Nandi for me. You say, oh, come on, Bhagwan, please. So the same was the case with Nandi too. So Nandi says, I'm not going to move. So Shiva feels, no, I have to now order this fellow. But Shiva himself is supported by Nandi when he wants to move, right? So he has to plead. So he says, Chatre vilagidum pillai Sannidhanam maraikudam Chatre vilagidum pillai. Meaning, just give a little way to Nanda. He wants to see me. Sannidhanam. So he wants to see me, please give him. So then, with great reluctance, Nandi moves. Even today you will see this Nandi in this position in Tirupungur Kovil. And he is gritting his teeth. He is not very happy. We have to learn, however, a big lesson from Nandi, that we should always, when we go to a temple or to a bhajan or to Shivaratri bhajan there, day before yesterday we were all sitting there. But how much time do we really spend on Lord Shiva? And how much time we spend around us? So we have to introspect and check for ourselves. Okay, the moment that Nandi gives way, there is, the bells start ringing and they all get the darshan. And then Nandana starts singing the glory of the Lord. They said, now we have to get back because we have a job to do there, and for all that you know, that Vedya, the Brahmin fellow, will be very angry with us for having gone and seen the having darshan of Shiva. So let's go back. But Nandanar was not to give in so easily. He says, no, I want to enjoy this bliss for some more time. So let me stay back. You guys, if you want, you can go. But they are really worried. They say, hey, you are the Natamai and you are my supervisor. And if you stay back, then there will be a problem. So please come back. He says, no, unless I do something for people who are born even below my caste, I want to do something for them, because the Lord has given me His darshan. And how can I repay it to the Lord? The only way I can repay is to do something for people who are even below me, below my caste. And he can't think of anyone. He thinks I'm the lowest of low. So he starts thinking about animals and birds. He says, in this place which is totally dry, what can I think? I will build a kolam, a koneru, a tank, water tank for the birds and the animals near the temple. So he says, all of you, you can go, but I'm going to do something here. So they all anyway leave with great reluctance, and really they're scared of the wrath of the Vedier, lest they lose their jobs. They are quite used to that in the Bay Area. But even in those days, they were also very scared. So Nandana decides to start the job of tilling and building a water tank all by himself. Now looking at the land and the task ahead, Shiva feels, oh my God, this devotee is too much. What do I do? So he looks at his son Ganesha and says, Ganesha, do something for him. Go and help. So Ganesha is very happy. He says, okay, I've been eating all the laddus and kodakatais, so let me go and do something for this fellow. So he comes down in the form of a kottan. Kottan means a tiller, one who tills the land. So he comes there and says, hey, what are you doing? He changes his form, obviously. His tumbikai becomes a dadi. And so this fellow says, no, Nandana says, no, I'm tilling the land for making a water tank. But sir, water tank all by yourself, it will take a lot of time and effort. I don't think you have even the proper implements or anything here. I am a Kottan, let me do this for you. He says, no, you don't know, I have no money to pay you. I am very poor, but I am very rich in the sense that my Lord is going to be with me. So Nandana shows his 100% faith. His Shraddha and Saburi is so strong that his devotion, his faith in the Lord. He says, the Lord will come and help me. So Ganesha says, oh, I see. Who is your Lord, by the way? Can you tell me? He says, oh, he is the Lord of the universe. He is Vishwadhara. He is the Vishwanath. He is Lord Shiva. He will surely come and help. So Ganesha thinks, that's great. I have really a good father who is very fondly talked about by his devotees. How many of our children talk about us like that? Huh? Or even think about us like that? So he says, okay, don't worry about any payment or anything. I will do it for you anyway. So obviously once Ganesha gets into the action, in a jiffy he does. The whole thing is dug up. Now looking at Ganesha's performance, you think Mata Ganga will keep quiet, sitting on the head of Shiva? She says, no, let me pour and fill the tank fully with the purest of waters. So she fills the tank with the water, and then the Sapta Rishis who are around, they say, oh my God, everything is ready now, only the lotus and the lilies are required. So let me fill that with the lotus and lilies. And a beautiful pond is created instantaneously there. And now the birds and the animals, they come, and the birds bring in beautiful scents from different places, and the whole place turns divine. So now looking at all these things, Nandana feels extremely happy and thankful to the God. And he says, thank you very much. Now let me go back to Adanur. And he comes back in a jiffy because everything is done instantaneously. But when he comes back, the life for the other 11 people was the same routine, but the routine was completely affected to Nanda. He was so enthused in Tirupungur. After having the darshan, he says, one darshan, how is it? It's not enough. I have to have more darshans, more darshans, more darshans. And he was seeing only Bhagavan everywhere. He looked at the sun, he sees Shiva. He looks at the ground, he sees the linga. Wherever, and he remembers the Tirupungur darshan. And then he's now longing to go to Chidambaram. How many of you have been to Chidambaram? Oh, quite a few. So he says, because Chidambaram was considered as one of the most sacred places of Lord Shiva. And it is even today. So he says, now I have to be promoted, right? I have been to Shivalokanatha temple, a small temple in a small village. Now I have to go and see actual Nataraja in Chidambaram. Now he is all the time thinking only about Shiva, and Shiva is appearing to him everywhere, all over the place. Now what to do? It is something like this. From my own personal experience, I can say this, and I'm sure most of you would have had the same experience, that you start attending the home bhajans first. I was very skeptical about Satya Sai Baba. But somehow, okay, we started with the home bhajans, and then that attracted me, and then we went to the center bhajans. The center bhajans were very good. And then to the Prashanti bhajans. In those days, even that Kulwant Hall was not there. And then from there to the Lord's Mandir Darshan, and then handing over a letter, and then the whole thing changes. Because what happens is, Lord becomes the cat who catches his kitten very lovingly, and then he carries him everywhere, wherever he goes. Unlike a monkey, the baby monkey has to catch the mother monkey, and the whole responsibility is now on the baby monkey. If it leaves, then it falls. Whereas here, now the responsibility is mother's responsibility. So the 1,000 mother takes care of you. So that's a very important thing. So now Shiva was taking care of Nandana. So he says, okay, we will do that. What shall I do for him? And Nandana all the time says, I will go tomorrow. Somehow I will go tomorrow to Chidambaram. So all his friends and everybody says, you are just talking, you are a pittan, you are a pagla, you are a mad fellow. Mad not in the sense of the US, that is angry or anything, but a pittan who is hallucinating all the time about Lord Shiva. So, but he says, no, I want to go. So he was called the Nalai Pove. Nalai Povar. His name became Nalai Povar. That means he'll go tomorrow. Oh, that fellow, that Nandan, he'll go tomorrow. So Nalai Povar. So his name changed to Thiru Nalai Povar. In fact, Gopal Krishna Bharatiya's many of the songs include it as Thiru Nalai Povar. His name changed to Thiru Nalai Povar. It became so famous, and he was really crying out his heart, and he was seeing only Nataraja all over the place. And he saw Nataraja even in the blank space. He started seeing him. And Nataraja was there all through. And ultimately, he saw Chidambaram in his vision. And he saw Nataraja dancing there. Now, that was the ultimate for him. And he says, now I cannot wait anymore. I have to go. wants to go, but he doesn't know when to go. So he thinks of some strategy because he knows that again when I go to Chidambaram, I will not be allowed inside the temple. So Chidambaram or no Chidambaram, anyway I can't enter the temple. So what do I do? So he thinks of a particular day and month, because that particular month, Margari Masam, he says that day the Utsavam is so famous that the Utsava Murti is brought out on the streets of Chidambaram. So I don't have to enter the temple, I can stay on the roads and then see the Lord while he is walking past me. So he strategizes and thinks that Margari Masam, Thiruvadari Nal is the most auspicious day and I will go on that day. Now here is a question to the SSC children. In what way are we connected with this month and this Ardra star?
Swami's birthday.
Who is saying that?
Another SSC child.
Another SSC child. SSC mom, I think the moms are well informed. I wanted the SSC children to do it anyway. You are also a child here. Everybody is a child of the Lord, so no problem. Yes, our Lord chose that date for taking birth, taking this avatar, that Margari Masam Tiruvadirai Nal. That is the day on which he decided to come in and bless all of us. So Nandana decides on this strategy and says, now I will go to Vedya and ask for permission. Now, if he wanted to just go, he was a Natamai, right? He wanted to go, he could have just gone, run away. Because he was so desperate, so he was like really a mad person, insane, obsessed with Shiva. So he could have done that, but he didn't do that because he followed his Swadharma. He was very, very clear that I have to take permission and only then I leave. In fact, I remember in the late 90s, one of the IT companies in India, HR manager was my very close friends, and he says, you know, Jagu, we have introduced a new term called absconding. Because the attrition rates were so high, they had to give a reason, 40% attrition. Why? Several reasons. A higher pay was the reason, the boss was not good and all that. One of the reasons was, they didn't have any reason. The fellow didn't even say anything, he just absconded. And many of those absconded fellows are in the Bay Area making millions. So our Nandanar he wanted to follow the Swadharma, so he goes there to Vedya and pleads, says, Margari Madam Thiruvadirai Nal Varapogudu Aiye Manadai Punnaga Pannamal Oru Daram Poiva Endru Sollaiye. So he says, at least once, please give me that permission. But Vedya is very adamant. He said, no, nothing to it. Chidambaram Adu Darshan, you want a fool? You don't know your caste? Chidambara Darishanamam Niyadai Shindikalamo Poda Paraya. So he discards him completely. He says, you fool, you are a Paraya? You think of Chidambaram? Impossible, just get out. But our friend, with all his Shraddha and Saburi, he says, no, I will not leave. But that day goes off. But that Tiruvadari Nal is coming. Margari, that wonderful day is coming very soon. He has to go somehow and plead. So he keeps on pleading. Every day he comes and pleads and cries it out to him. Now, the good part was that the Vedya's wife was a very kind-hearted lady. So she feels so sad for him. So she says, wow, this boy, this Nandan is so sincere. And you know that that Lord had performed miracles in Tirupungur. So why don't you let him go for one day? What is there?